Every year since 2020, I've released a favorite songs of the year list. When it eventually got to the 2023 video, it took me so long to make. To be fair, most of it was procrastination and just pushing off the video a lot, but still, I hit a lot of writer's block. I struggled a lot with writing the video and trying to come up with enough things to say about the song. I ended up putting out that video way later than I would have liked to, and in part of it flopping on release, I just kind of wanted to put this whole annual tradition on the back burner. Maybe come back to it in a couple years, I don't know, but I wanted to prioritize other videos. I didn't feel like it was right for me to do a favorite songs video of 2024 after not releasing much. I mean, I don't think I released any videos for 2024, like the first few months until I had gotten that Songs of 2023 video done. Of course, with my overthinking brain, it went with that reasoning of not enough videos being out in the year for me to do this. You know, not having that many songs to talk about, not wanting to spend so much time scripting another one of these videos. Feeling like I kind of wore myself dry with them, especially with the 2023 video. I mean, the amount of fucking times I say banger in it. So yeah, when it came to doing a best of 2024 video, I was not going to do it. I was just going to move on, try to focus on making other videos. Well, as you can see, we're going to do this one a little different this year. I do have 10 songs, well, kind of one honorable mention, a little bit of another one, I guess, as well. I'm doing this all unscripted. I'm also doing this on camera, mostly just because I think it would give me less editing to do since I already have the visuals. Also, apologies if you hear any noise in the video. I have roofers. They're not even for my own house. They're for the neighbors, and they've been making a lot of fucking noise all day. But fuck it, we ball. On to the list!
Number 10, Losing My Religion.
All this money ain't the same. My heart frozen.
Funny how it changed, no emotion.
Starting off the list is actually a pretty good song because of the fact that, another thing that I kept overthinking was the fact that, like, I feel like a lot of similar artists ends up on the lists, and I feel like it just started becoming redundant. But I also feel like with this list, there's enough variety and change. But we are going to start off with Glorb's The Bottom 3, because I hate to use this word now because of 2023, but I mean, it's a banger. It's kind of more on here as, like, half, like, you could see this as, like, a start to the list, but also as a little bit of an honorable mention. It hasn't been around that long, and it's kind of more on here because of the music video just being so fucking good. Like, it's so hype, dude. Seeing all of the gang go up against Dankton, and, like, him bringing in the classic SpongeBob villains, and them all fighting is really great. But, like, as a song, though, I do really like it. It's got the team-up aspect of The Bottom and The Bottom 2 and even like Kill Cam that, you know, I loved. But like honestly kind of tenfold. We even get a Mr. Swags verse, which I don't think we've had for like a while. I think maybe The Bottom or Eugene was the last time we got to hear this man actually spit some lines. I mean, we got a little bit of it, I think, on The Bottom 2, but like The Bottom 3 feels like we got even more, and the flow's great. I never mentioned it in the last year's list, but I sound genuinely crazy when I talk in Glorb lingo. I love how Glorb managed to make a bar about the R word. The way, like, Squidwalk leads into that bar of using it, cuts off, and then says, "I can't say that, opposition claimed that." So good. I loved Sandy the Squirrel being back and having a little more bars and kind of bring that flow back. Sponge Up and the Notorious PAT trading off back and forth at one point is also really great. And also just like the beat, like I feel like the beat's very different from the rest of the Glorb discography. Like it's still in that like rage, kind of hyper pop, like synth heavy trap beat production. But I don't know, there's something about the melody on this one with just like the synth arpeggios that just sound more lively, more like happier and bright. I don't know, there's just something about it that, hits different, I guess. Yeah, there's not much else I can really say other than it just being another great team-up track. I really like it. I think it's probably the best out of the three, the bottom tracks. One of my favorite Glorb songs, even. And yeah, just like, pretty good.
Number 9, Help Me.
I am a kid again. I could do anything.
Alright, so we get to move on with an artist that I have yet to be able to put on a list, Jon Bellion. Now, I know Jon Bellion gets maybe a little bit of shit for having some, like, very clean production, Pixar-level pop music. Personally, for me, I've been a fan since around, I think, my first year of high school when I heard The Human Condition. Outside of that, I mean, there's a couple songs in his discography that I enjoy. I like The Human Condition the most. I wasn't the biggest fan of Glory Sound Prep when it came out. A couple songs have grown on me since then, especially Adult Swim. Adult Swim's actually a sleeper hit. That thing goes hard. All the beats are great. Their production level's amazing, and John's flow and lyrics are great. But yeah, after Glory Sound Prep, the guy just kind of like disappeared for a while. Turns out, if I remember correctly, he had a mental breakdown and just stepped away from music on top of like realizing that he was getting fucked over by his label and his contract, which are all valid, honestly. Not getting fucked over. Getting the label fucking him over is not valid at all. But it is valid to have a mental breakdown when you realize that. And to just, like, take a step back from music. But I think also that backstory makes this song hit so much more as a return. Not getting Jon Bellion for so many years because of the fact that he had this breakdown and just, in general, couldn't have fun with music anymore. And then to come back, like, 6 years later with a song that basically is just him saying, hey, I feel like a kid again. Like, I feel like I can create music again and have fun with music like I used to, is just great. On top of that, like, the drums are great as usual. Jon Bellion's a fucking beast on the MPC. And also, like, the mix. Like, the sound selection of the drums and the way they're mixed, they sound so good. The guitars sound so clean and so pretty. And apparently, it's also, like, a sample that's chopped up that he's also chopping up on the MPC, which is really cool. It sounds so good with the 808s as well. And then even like that little, the I am a kid again, I can do anything on the chorus is apparently also his vocals chopped up on the MPC. Like he just did little certain parts of that line, like little certain phrases, and put that onto the pad. And, you know, you watch the behind-the-scenes documentary, and he's, you know, hitting the different MPC pads for each line, and I just think that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. It flows really well. You know, his singing, as usual, is great. Lyrics are great. The thing that I like the most about this song is just how simple it is and how replayable it is. Like, I know a tendency with my list has always been, like, putting songs that I play a lot, but like Kid Again is this instance where I can listen to it so much and not get bored of it, which I believe was a goal that he had when making the song, or at the very least when mixing it, if I understood and if I remember the behind the scenes documentary correctly. But like that was one of his goals, is like, how can we make it so the listener never gets bored with, you know, with this song? And I think they succeeded, because I've yet to get bored of this. I like the way he, like, drags out that soul during the second verse. The little breakdown where he's kind of, like, getting angry and talking about, you know, like, wake up, can't you see they took away your pride? Can't you say they took away your light? Can't you see they took away the vibe? And then we get, like, kind of the rare Jon Bellion dropping an F-bomb. Not the slur. He says, fuck it, wake up. And I like it when I hear artists say fuck when they don't usually say it. And also, like, I guess the chorus is using AI to make his voice sound more like a child, and I feel like Jon Bellion uses AI in an actual kind of good way. Like, he's not replicating a dead person or, like, any other artist, any other voice. He's just taking his own voice, using AI to modulate it a little bit and change it to sound a little more like a child, which works with the whole song, basically him being like, I feel like a kid again. And he uses it to make him sound like a kid again. I feel like it's tasteful. It's a tasteful use of AI. And it honestly doesn't even sound that bad.
I am a kid again. I could do anything.
Number 8, Haunted Shopping Cart.
So, I didn't think I would like a Kesha song this much. Now, to be fair, I don't hate Kesha. I liked, obviously, I liked TikTok, not the app. I like the song, mostly out of nostalgia, though, of course, there's the P. Diddy line that aged horrendously, but, she fixed it. Personally, I liked Die Young more when it comes to nostalgic classics from Kesha. Outside of that, I haven't really heard anything. Like, I haven't delved deep into her albums and discography. I just remember TikTok and Die Young from my childhood, and I prefer the latter more than I do the former. There's also that one song she made that was about Dr. Luke. Forgive me for not knowing the title. I think it was Pray or Prayer or something along those lines. That one, to be fair, I don't think I've actually listened to it, but I do know of it because of, I think it was on one of Todd in the Shadow's best songs list. From what I know of the song, I do like it, and I do like its existence, even if, personally, I haven't heard it. But yeah, when I listened to Joyride, I wasn't expecting this weird-ass trip of a song. I wasn't expecting, like, what is this, like, polka pop? Like, accordion shit? And Kesha just kind of, like, returning to, like, that grimy pop 2010 kind of, just like, the fact that she straight up calls herself a bitch is just kind of great. You know, the first verse is just her being like, hey, I'm looking for dick. I'm looking to get off. This party sucks. Let's go home. Let's fuck. Part of that makes me love the chorus as well, with how she's, you know, the line, keep it kinky, but I come first. You know, the wordplay there, I like it. You know, the reference to, I think Mean Girls? I don't know. I know what it's referring to. I have the picture in my head of the 3 girls in the car. You know, the Get In Loser. I have no fucking idea where that's from. But, like, I like that reference. I just, in general, I think the chorus slaps so much. Like, her melody, her singing, the kind of, like, high-pitched range she has, it just goes off, dude. It just goes off. The choir singing Joyride. Again, I keep going back to the chorus, but just like the way she delivers it, the rev my engine till you make it purr, keep it kinky but I come first. Like, it's such a good flow, it's a good delivery, it's so bouncy, it's so fun and joyful, I love it. Yeah, I just like the energy, the don't try to give me shit, I've earned the right to be like this. And again, just that just the keep it kinky but I come first, I really like that line. I like hearing women being more just like, make me come first, bitch. Make me come. You know, I've always wanted to do a living shitpost out of context video, and I'm giving myself more fuel for it. I don't know what else to say. I like the song. It's weird. That's pretty much a lot of why I like it. It's just weird. Polka pop. I like it. It's weird and it's fun.
Number 7, Ghost Girl Head.
Of course, Tropic Gold was going to end up on this list. They only missed out on the 2023 list for the sake of, like, I don't really remember much of what they released that year. Yeah, okay, 2023, they had the What a Wonderful Experience EP, which, like, it had a good couple songs. I think Get Over It might have... Yeah, I think Get Over It was the song I was tempted to put on that list, but I never ended up doing it. But Happy, oh my god, dude. Happy feels like another step forward for the band. Like, obviously, it sounds like Bring Me to the Horizon to an extent. I say that even as someone who constantly confuses that band from Ashes to New. I know a lot of you are very confused just by hearing me say that. Listen, okay, it's not about the sounds, it's just about the names. They're 4-word names, and I don't listen to the bands that much. My brain gets them confused. Yeah, like, Happy was a song that I heard, and I was like, I can kind of hear Bring Me to the Horizon. So not only was it enough for you guys to roof, but also someone has to bring in, what is this, a fucking lawnmower? A weed whacker? Can y'all shut the fuck up? But I don't know, I find Happy to just hit so fucking hard, dude. It goes so fucking hard. It's so heavy. It's probably the heaviest I've heard this band get. I love the production. I love how heavy it is. I love James. We finally started getting credit. We finally started getting credits on Spotify. I can actually go read the credits on Apple Music even. I can finally know the names of these band members, and I believe the lead singer's name is James. I love his delivery on this. I love his delivery of the fucking line in the chorus of, my God, I'm fucking terrified. And by the end of the song, he genuinely does sound insanely terrified. There's a part in the song I don't entirely remember where he's just screaming, and he sounds like he's on the brink of a mental breakdown. Not even on a brink. I think he's like he sounds like he's cracking at that point. He sounds like his brain is cracking, and he's going to start having one in just like a few seconds. And I love it. And just like the overall like message of the song, like just, I don't know, I get this feeling of the song of just like life is terrifying, and just that general narrative of just like, this is what it feels like, my God, I'm fucking terrified. Just, I relate to that. I've related to that this year the most. I don't know, I just really like the screams. I love how different the song ends up sounding, how many different sections there are of the song, and just the overall trip and journey it has. There's just something about it that I really like. Of just, he sounds like he's at his fucking wit's end. And there's a part of that I relate to.
Number 6. Do you wear thigh highs?
If you play cards right, you won't get got. And if I play my cards right, I won't get got.
Okay, Kirk was an artist that Spotify just randomly recommended to me. I feel like it might have actually been Get Got that got recommended to me. It was one of the songs off of this EP, and I just kind of immediately fell in love with his production style, his rapping, his flow, his lyrics. Also, finding out that he's from Seattle made me like him even more. Like, knowing that he's kind of a local artist is just really cool. But yeah, with Get Got, I really like the production the most. Just like that kind of boom bap, clean guitar vibe. I really like it. I like his flows. I like the chorus. I don't know, there's something about me that kind of likes the little pitch effect on his vocals, how they're a little pitched down during it. I like the get clapped because your lyrics problematic, and then he like mentions Twitter in the other line. There's just little parts about it, and I just like his production style. I like his lyrics, his flow. He's pretty talented when it comes to rapping. And yeah, it's a fun little short song. I also liked Test Me a lot. That was that's also like a bop. But when it came to the two, I just kind of settled with Get Got, because that was the song that introduced me to him. And yeah, I just really like the style of it. I don't know, it's just it's got this like modern day sweaty vibe to it. Like, Is this what they mean by scaring the hose music, or is that just exclusively to the weird shit Danny Brown and JPEG Mafia come up with? I don't know, I feel like nerdy backpack rap is a part of that scaring the hose music, and I feel like Get Got kind of falls into that. It is really that backpack nerdy lyricism rap, but like a little modernized. I just really like it. And I also just like the fact that he's this indie artist from Seattle making his beats, and he even has like a similar vibe to me of just like sometimes his releases are instrumentals and just like a beat tape, and sometimes, you know, you get a song where he's rapping. And like, of course, I've gotten to a point where I've just fully dedicated to rapping and vocals and everything, and I don't really release instrumentals anymore. But as someone that has produced his own songs, I really like it. I respect it. And genuinely, I think actually this EP and this song really did inspire me and made me want to go back into production and producing my own beats again. I think it's a nice little small bop, and it just inspired me to get back into producing beats again.
Trust you? The only person I can trust is myself.
Number 5. Don't Leave Me.
Don't worry about me, baby. I know my luck is crazy.
I know I've I've mentioned Kid Cudi before on a list. His music has yet to actually make it onto an actual placement, but I've talked about one of my favorite albums of all time, and what I personally think is his best album, Man on the Moon, The End of Day. One of my favorite songs off of that, and what's actually kind of a grower, because it wasn't one of my favorites when I first heard it back in high school and when I was first listening to the album. But of course, after I started, the song Higher became one of my favorites. I just love the vibe of it, I love Kid Cudi on it, and I especially love Chip the Ripper. I figured out his fucking name. It's Chip the Ripper, not Chip the Rapper. Also, did you know this is the same guy that made the Crocodile freestyle? Dude, finding out that the guy who has, like, my favorite verse on Higher is also the guy that made that interior crocodile alligator freestyle meme is so good. But yeah, they teamed up again with this song, and my god, I love it, dude. I love the chorus is so good. It brings me back to the same vibe as Higher. Okay, the guitars, great. Beat, production, great. But yeah, when you get to that chorus and you get Kid Cudi's flow of, don't worry about me, baby, my life's fine. I don't know the lyrics off the top of my head, but like, God, Kid Cudi's voice sounds so good as well. Like, it's so clean, it's so soothing, it's so relaxing, and there's just something about that chorus. I could just put that on and have a little, and just feel so good while doing it. It transports me into this, like, different realm where, like, even though I'm sitting on my back porch, I feel like I'm in the intergalactic movie. And there's a song off of that soundtrack that I also like, but this one just puts me in that same vibe where I just feel like I'm on, like, a balcony, just, like, chilling. And I love it. I really feel like Kid Cudi is such a fucking hit or miss artist, but when he hits, he fucking hits, dude. It actually kind of baffles me, because I think in the same year we got another Kid Cudi, Chip the Ripper collab on, I think, that Insano album. Was it not on Insano? I guess it must have been on the other one. Insano Nitro Mega? Yeah, the Win or Lose, I think. Or was it Will? There's 3 different ones on here. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know which of the 3 collabs on Insano Nitro Mega, but I heard one of them, and I thought it genuinely surprised me with how shit it was. And then, somehow in the same year, we end up with Don't Worry, which just calls back to Higher. At least to me, it feels like such a nice return to Higher. It feels like Higher Part 2. Dude, I love it. I love it. It's so good. It's such a vibe.
Number 4, watching Barack Obama.
Is anyone really surprised about this? I mean, I think Stan Atlantic has managed to end up on every single one of these lists, and, like I said, I mean, one of my little overthinking parts was, like, recurring artist, and it's like, well, yeah, I guess at this point, if you watch one of these videos, you're just kind of expecting a Stan Atlantic song to be on it, if one has come out this year, and of course, we got an entire album. I reviewed the whole album. Please go watch it. If you've actually watched that review, again, this would be no surprise. I mean, I guess I could have put Gag on here, but I don't know. I kind of just resulted to Kissing Killer Cobras just because of how much of a fucking banger it is. Just how, again, like, the guitar riff goes insanely hard. Bonnie's vocals are amazing. The chorus is so fucking catchy. I love how she changes up the melody during the ending chorus, and she does it twice as well. That's great. I love the just going all over the place, having it be just this absolute heavy song to, like, bouncy 808s during the verses. It was one of my favorite songs off the album, and obviously was gonna end up being one of my favorite songs of the year. It's also a very good song to drive to. Definitely one of the songs I recommend for like a road trip. It just feels so good to listen to while driving. It's just a great song. But also, like, hold on. Shout out to everyone that managed to get that video up to 200 views in, like, less than a week or two. I think it's already beat the Fear review in so little time. I appreciate all of you.
Number 3, I Don't Like You.
Classic, but it's still
As with Kesha, when it comes to Charlie XCX, I don't know much of her discography. I think really the only one, I mean, outside of her chorus on Fancy, which I like to forget exists, she was the best part of it, but I like to forget that song entirely. But yeah, when it came to Charlie XCX, really the only song that I knew from her is Boom Clap, which I genuinely do like. I also found out that she was on, what is it, Iggy? I don't think it's Iggy Pop. I really do not think Iggy Pop, because I feel like Iggy Pop is a name I heard my dad say, and I don't think he knows Charlie XCX. The I Don't Care, I Love It song, that's a childhood classic. Finding out that she's the one on the vocals, mind-blowing. But yeah, she released Brat, and everyone loved Brat. I like a couple songs off of it. I don't think I've actually, like, fully listened to the whole album, but, you know, from little parts of it, I liked it. But, oh my god, Von Dutch just hits on just so many different levels. First of all, the bass. I don't know what it is. Is it a bass? Is it a synth? Is it a riser? It rises and it falls at the same time. I don't know what the hell it is, but it goes so unbelievably hard. There's no reason for this to go as hard as it does. The way it climbs up, I don't know the words to describe how hard it goes. This chorus, I've never had a chorus do this to me, where when that beat drops and that riser comes in and just the way everything comes together, it makes my body move uncontrollably. My body just moves in a way that I can't control it. I get consumed with the beat and how heavy it fucking goes. I'm practically headbanging to a song that isn't even metal, and I only headbang to metal. How did she manage this? Dude, I don't think you get it. Von Dutch goes so unbelievably hard. Is all I can really. It's the only words I have. Is it just goes unbelievably hard. Like, yeah, it manages to just make me just compulsively move my entire body and just freak the fuck out to this song. Anytime the chorus hits, I just go off. Like, this song genuinely makes me want to just get really fucked up on drugs at a Charlie XCX concert. Like, all I'm saying, dude, a little puff of the a little bump, throw in some, like, ecstasy or LSD, and I just want to be in a crowd to that. And just so out of my mind, among a bunch of sweaty people, just flipping the fuck out on Von Dutch. That's a dream. That sounds like it'd be great. Yeah, I don't have any other, I really don't know what else to say other than this song is an absolute fucking heavy hitter.
Number 2, Strange Behavior.
These hoes don't be mad at Megan. These hoes mad at Megan's law. I don't really know what the problem is, but I guarantee y'all don't want me to start.
Well, obviously, I've been a fan of Megan Thee Stallion for years now. My first ever favorite songs of the year video had Megan Thee Stallion on it with her song Girls in the Hood, and me giving her praise for, like, being a genuinely good lyricist and writing a bunch of punchlines and stuff. And I've never really been, like, a big fan of all of her music, but occasionally she comes out with, like, a nice hit. And, this was not something I was expecting, especially at the start of the year. Now, there's several things about the song that I love. I love the fact that there's no chorus. I love the intro, outro, and interlude just being her talking, but, like, even at the same time, she's still rapping and having rhymes. While it doesn't even sound like anything is, like, written, it just sounds like she's in front of the microphone just going off, but still doing it in rhymes. There is a ton of bars, like actual bars on this song. Like, my pussy so famous might get managed by Kris Jenner next. Need Megan help to make money, bitch come be my hoe. Hook nose full on that Tina Snow. Xanax be they hardest bars. I even like the, ever since I claimed the summer, all you bitches want a season bar. And of course, there's the infamous one that I played as the transition into this. These hoes ain't mad at Megan, they mad at Megan's law. Now, hindsight is 2020. We kind of all know now what this song was about, and I'll address that at the end of this. But when this song came out, it was highly speculated that this was about Nicki Minaj, because she was dissing Megan quite a few times for, like, no reason. And when you have a line like, "They mad at Megan's Law," it was pretty easy for the internet to look at the person literally married to a sex offender, like a registered sex offender. Not to mention the fact that she had bailed her brother out and then supported her brother's wedding and, like, paid for it. Her brother, again, being a registered sex offender, went to jail for committing pedophilia. And, you know, the countless of songs that she did with 6ix9ine, including one of them that she put on the end of her Queen album when it wasn't doing well, so then she could get the numbers. So, like, already, I would have liked the song from that. But what made it just peak? My absolute favorite song, up until another one came out, what pretty much made it my favorite song of the year at that point in time, was not only the fact that it was allegedly this diss track towards Nicki Minaj, someone that I have not been giving credit for years. Someone that, like with Drake, for years, I haven't liked, and I've been wondering, like, why the fuck are there so many supporters? Why are the same people that will go on Twitter and cancel someone because, oh, you had edgy jokes back in 2009, the same ones supporting someone that is openly married to a registered sex offender? You know, it was always just so hypocritical, and I just never really understood it. And so, yeah, whenever the topic of Nicki Minaj gets brought up, it's like, yeah, she may have had, like, the monster verse. She's still married to a pedophile, though. So getting a song that sounded like a diss track towards her was great, but it was the fact that this went past just it being the diss track. It went to watching Nicki Minaj have a fucking mental breakdown for 72 hours straight, and actually for once seeing comment sections just saying the facts. Like, I felt so vindicated and so good to go into a comment section of, say, a Nicki Minaj song, or a Nicki Minaj video, or, like, could be on the Genius Lyrics page for one. It could even be the fucking comment section for the Bigfoot response track, which was shit. And to look at those comments and see people go, yeah, but you married to a pedophile, though, made it just I felt so good seeing that. It was just years of feeling alone and not liking Nicki Minaj because of who she is. Not to mention the fact that she's constantly just bitter as fuck and attacking any other woman rapper that comes onto the scene. She can't share the spotlight. She can't just be like, there's more than one woman rapper. She's like, no, I gotta go out of my way to try to destroy their entire career so I can be the one and only woman rapper. So then I could just sit around and not release music, and if I do, it's shit. So, like, yeah, that's pretty much why the song ended up on the list. It would have ended up on there anyways, but, like, especially this high up, because of just how much it hit. It was basically the prelude to what would then become the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. With also the fact that this apparently was a Drake diss, which, you know, makes sense with the fake cosplay gangsters, fake ass accents, posted another hood like a bad bitch. That's a great bar. Also, I love the end of the song where she's dissing the Tory Lane simps as well, and she's like, you know, schedule a conjugal visit was like the funniest bar on there for me. I've never heard someone say the words conjugal visit, dude. And the fact that that's during the outro where she's just kind of like rambling, I just like to imagine that she's just standing there at the mic and her head popped up with the words conjugal visit. And I love that. Yeah, like I said, it was a song that made Nicki Minaj have a meltdown, and a lot of people see her for her true self and actually be acknowledging the fact that she's married to a pedophile, and I fucking loved it.
Or schedule a conjugal visit or something. Dick riding ass niggas.
Let's get into the one honorable mention.
So my favorite Tarantino movie used to be Kill Bill.
Yeah, so this was the most hypest experience I've ever had listening to anything. To give you some context, ever since I've heard Metropolis, and I've heard that one moment where he's asked what his favorite Tarantino movie is, and then he's cut off before he could actually say it, I've always theorized that it was Kill Bill because of all the interviews I've watched where he's talked about how Kill Bill is what introduced him to Wu-Tang Clan, which is what introduced him into rap music in general and made him a fan of rap music, and then made him eventually start rapping. So I've always just put together the pieces of, like, without Kill Bill, he would not become a rapper. He would not be who he is today and where he is today. And so getting to finally hear him confirm that for the first time, on my first listen, when I heard him say the words that Kill Bill was his favorite Tarantino movie, I literally turned into Charlie. Like, I'm not even joking. If it wasn't for the fact that it was like 1 a.m., I would have been screaming. So yeah, that's my one honorable mention, just because, oh my god, I've never felt hype like that before.
Number 1, give me an OMG.
This ain't been about critics, not about gimmicks, not about who the greatest. It's always been about love and hate. Now let me say I'm the biggest hater.
Yeah, I mean, we already knew this was going to be here. I kind of already spoiled it, my Kendrick Lamar Drake video. One of the reasons why I ended up making that video was because I didn't think I would make this, and I wanted a reason to talk about Euphoria. Of fucking course, this was going to end up as my favorite song of the year. Like I said, Hiss was my favorite song until Euphoria dropped. And then that just took the fucking spot. And yeah, with GNX out, there's a bunch of songs on there that could qualify, but no, not really. It's not Euphoria. Euphoria just fucking hits different, dude. There's not much for me to really say about the song. I said pretty much everything I could in my video about the beef and reviewing all of the tracks. One thing, though, I do really like how beautifully aged the, my first one, like the last one, it's a classic, You Don't Have One. I really like how that aged just with also the beef. Because if you think about it, like, the first track in that beef, from Kendrick's side at least, I mean, you could say like that, but like the first solo track from him was Euphoria. I would say it's a fucking classic. But then what's just no debating a classic is Not Like Us, which was his last track that he released in the beef. I really don't think he was planning that. I don't think he could expect Not Like Us to have the impact that it did. But I think it's just really fucking cool that, like, that bar that was talking about albums can also track with the songs that were released during this beef. But yeah, that's, like, the one thing I could add to my thoughts on Euphoria is just that one line. But, like, did you see there? Did you see there how I could quote that line without even looking at my phone? I know every fucking line of this song off the top of my head. There has been several times I have rapped that whole song from beginning to end without missing a goddamn beat. I'm not gonna do that now because I don't know why. I don't think anybody would want to watch 6.5 minutes of me just a cappella freestyling fucking Euphoria. But yeah, dude, I don't know what else I could say. I mean, Euphoria's great, dude. It's so good. It's just absolute peak diss track. It's 6.5 minutes of just brutal. It's Kendrick going off, and he does not miss at all. It was my favorite track of the entire beef. Quite honestly, probably one of my favorite Kendrick songs of all time at this point, and easily, without a doubt, my favorite song of the year. This is no fucking surprise, really.
We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. We don't wanna hear you say nigga no more. Stop.
Anyways, apologies for all the firework noises going on, if any of that actually made it into the edit. I wanted to pretend like I'm not recording this part on a separate day, but I am. I'm recording this on New Year's Eve, and goddamn do people love fucking lighting off fireworks before you actually really should. But yeah, that's the favorite songs of 2024 video. I know it's like vastly different from the other three. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, cool. I'm not gonna tell you to like the video. I'm not that much of a YouTuber. Yeah, comment down below what's your favorite songs of the year. I'd like to know. I'd like to check them out. I've done that before. I've had people comment their favorite songs, and I've checked them out. I know I've been doing a lot of unscripted videos lately. That's because I worked myself into a fucking hole where it was like I didn't feel like my videos were good enough if they weren't scripted, and I kind of broke that with the Penguin video, and I just kept running. I'm doing unscripted if I feel like doing unscripted. I'm trying to go back to having fun with YouTube again, and part of that has these unscripted videos. If there is someone in my audience or someone that watches my videos that is basically what my brain is constantly telling me, that prioritizes my scripted videos and thinks are miles better, and you are watching this and you're waiting until I have a scripted video, I'm going to kind of tell you, I got one. I already finished it. Kendrick's GNX. It'll come eventually. Hopefully not 4 months. But, yeah. That's really all I gotta say. Happy New Year's.
And of course, everyone has their own opinion, but my opinion is the best opinion. I'm sure you figured that out already.
Could I have a subscriber, please?